Okay, we're doing something a little bit different this evening. We've been having Eden's cystic fibrosis updates for the last year and a half on our YouTube channel, this one, Franchising the Family Concept. And her cystic fibrosis updates seem to be getting quite a lot of views, a lot of people interested in her progress and what's happening with her. And one of the things that also seems to be happening is there's a lot of comments that are given after we post the video where kids are telling about their illnesses and their hospital stays and things that have happened with them. Some have cystic fibrosis, others have other conditions, but it looks kind of like her videos are a little bit of like a hub where these kids are going to talk about what's happening with them. So we got a comment from someone in Canada that said that they were in the Chronic Illness Outreach Club at their high school, and they're from Burlington, Ontario, Canada, and they wanted to ask Eden some questions about her life with cystic fibrosis, and then they're going to watch the interview with her in their club. They also have a Facebook page you might want to check out called Chronic Illness Support Group. So let's take a look at these questions here, and it'll be interesting over time to see how our show evolves and how maybe people come to her videos to talk about their illnesses and everyone get to know each other and help each other. Here's the first question, and the questions are for you, Eden. Okay? So, put your thinking cap on. What is your daily life like, and what rituals do you participate in to deal with your cystic fibrosis each day? What's it like every day with cystic fibrosis? Could someone turn that spotlight off, please? It's bothering her.
Okay, so what's life like?
Is this like every other kid? Or are there some things that you have to do that's different?
I have to do a lot of medicine.
So what do? You wake up in the morning and go just straight to school, or are there things that you're supposed to be doing before you go to school that normally other kids wouldn't be doing?
I have to do some medicine before school.
Like what? Like what?
Like doctor bag.
Okay, we call this the doctor bag. Alright, so you're going to open this up. You're on, we figured about 11 meds. So this one is which one?
It's
Zopanex.
Zopanex.
Zopanex. So this is this inhaled or do you drink it?
Inhaled.
Okay, so you just do 2 puffs. The other one that you have in here is Flovent. This one you do 2 puffs in the morning, right? And then she does her meds before school. When she gets home, she will do an inhaler. Her nebulizing machine, which we keep underneath, right?
Yeah.
What is this for?
Polizon. Oh wait, you told me what it was for.
That's the medication that you put in there. And then you have another one, which I don't see in here, which is called Casten that you take. So you do that in the morning, and then you go where?
School.
And you come home and do what?
Same thing.
More meds and your vest.
Sort
right?
of the same thing.
Okay. And then your vest does what?
Beats me?
Uh-huh. And the vest, it will pound on her chest and it simulates coughing.
Coughing, yeah.
So you can cough what up? Say it.
Come on. Just talk normal.
Mucus.
Mucus. And if you want to learn more about Eden and her beading vest, click this link right here in front of her face. Okay.
Okay, so what was the other half of that question?
Oh, you left out a bag, a feeding bag with her feeding tube at night,
That she does at night.
and also she gets a little bit of that at school. Are they still doing that?
They're not doing it at school anymore. She does it on her own when she gets home. So she will feed herself. She does have a feeding tube, which is located right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, hold on, let's
Do
see.
you mind if we show them what it looks like? So she does have a feeding tube, and when she gets home, she will hook up a little tube right here, and she'll feed herself. And then at night, she has a machine that will pump it for her. Over about 7 hours, we'll go into that. So that's every day.
And if you want to see what it was like for her to get that feeding tube, that Mickey button replaced, we have a video for that too, and it's right here above her head.
All right, what's the second question?
How's your life different than the other kids that you know? So what do you think? I mean, do you ever think, nobody else has to do this, why do I have to do all these things? Nobody else has to.
No.
You never think that?
Really?
Good.
But I guess different is most other children besides, Eden and besides you guys, wake up and they go about their daily lives. Whereas you and Eden wake up and there are rituals that you have to do every day. You have to take your meds, whether you have to take them at a certain time every day or just every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, 1 time a day. She has to do that, and then she's got to do her vest 2 times a day for 20 minutes each, and then she has to make her feeding bag at night with, she's being fed with, it's called Peptamen Junior, which is a more concentrated form of like Ensure or Pediasure. So she has to do that. She has 2 different doctors. Most other kids just have their pediatrician. Eden has her pediatrician, but she also has her cystic fibrosis team, who she sees a lot more often than her pediatrician. So most of the time, actually like 100% of the time when Eden is sick, we will call the cystic fibrosis team first before we call her pediatrician, because most of the time her pediatrician will just refer us back down to her CF team. She did just get out of the hospital. What were you in there for?
My feet.
What happened to your feet? I can't see them.
Yeah.
They're fine now.
They're fine now. Get your feet off my table. What happened to your
Dad did
feet?
it. They got red and puffy.
They got what?
Red and puffy.
And what else?
Itched.
Had a hard time walking on them too.
They were
They
swollen.
were really itchy and swollen and puffy. She couldn't walk. They were really, really painful. It's the 3rd time this year that that's happened, so her CF team had to find out what was wrong, right?
Yeah, it was.
Don't do that. Your feet are very dirty. Right?
Yes.
So, what she has now is called cystic
can I say-
fibrosis.
Oh yeah,
You mean-
cystic fibrosis arthroscopy.
Arthroscopy. Very good.
65 roses.
I think we might have left out one of the rituals, enzymes.
Her enzymes. That's the other thing that you have to do that other kids don't have to do.
Go ahead and tell about the enzymes.
What?
You're supposed to be doing most of the talking. Huh? Enzymes.
I know,
What
but I mean,
enzymes? What ritual every day do you
When
have
I
to do
eat.
with?
And what else? Before you eat,
before
you know.
I eat like food, and before I do do the bags and stuff.
so how many do you take? I'm sure somebody in Canada just asked themselves that question. When you're eating a meal, how many pills do you take?
2.
If you're going to have just a snack, some fruit,
1.
or very good. And before you,
4.
very good. That was
For
the
the
bag.
bag.
For the bag,
4.
she takes 4.
And the bag runs out at about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So
We
then
start
the
at the
machine,
same time.
beep, 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 and it's my job to get up in the middle of the night and unhook her, then wake her up, sit her up, and she's already got her water and 4 more enzymes ready to go. And she's got to take 4 enzymes, and then she gets to go back to sleep. That happens every day at about 4 in the morning.
You can see me doing the bag right above my head, right here.
Ow!
Probably.
Ow, that box just hit me in the eye. We don't have a video for the bag yet, but when
No,
we get it...
do.
Oh.
We'll have to go back in the archives.
We'll make one, and there'll be a box there eventually.
Daddy, give it away.
Well, people will be looking for the box and won't be there for a while.
It will. I'm doing it. We're
All
doing
right,
it
number
tonight.
3.
Okay, let's go to 3. Why don't you read it?
Oh no.
Okay. Do you wish you didn't have cystic fibrosis, or do you think it's what makes you yourself? Do you think you...
That's a hard question.
Well, break it down. Do you wish you didn't have cystic fibrosis?
Yes.
I'm sure everyone who has that would say they don't want it. Do you think it's what makes you yourself? So
Sort of.
you're a unique person, we all are, but this is your special thing that you have to do that's different than everyone around you. It does affect your personality and your, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Your attitude and
It does.
everything. Having cystic fibrosis, I mean, when you're on the playground playing, do you just run and you're swinging upside down and stuff, or are you guarding your stomach because you're afraid a kid might elbow you and knock your Mickey button out?
Both.
Okay, so you know, it does affect the way you live your life every day. You're fearful of some things like that, right? But I would have to say that those are pretty minor things. She doesn't have any kind of a negative attitude to life.
No.
She doesn't have a why me attitude.
No.
She's
It's
never.
just
She's
something
not.
we do.
And she doesn't use this as an excuse to get out of things or.
No, but she is tired. You know, she's been taking medication since she was 2, so
Oh,
we
that
understand that, but
Oh, okay.
she has found excellent ways at getting out of taking her medication. But yet making us believe that she has in fact taken it. So we have to double check and double check and double check and make sure that she has taken her medication. And then she doesn't do it, and then we tell on her. We'll call her cystic fibrosis team, or at her appointments we tell on her. I told on her to her teacher, so her teacher knows, and he's going to be getting on her tomorrow morning. And whoever else will listen, we tell on her. But she does eventually get them done. All right, number 4.
Cystic fibrosis in our family is one of the main problems we have.
It's not
I
what it
mean,
says.
everything. No, this is just my comment I'm throwing in. Because it's, do you wish you didn't have cystic fibrosis? You know, if we didn't have cystic fibrosis in our life, right now, at this point in our life, things would be really, really good.
Yeah.
Right? We only got like 2 or 3 main issues in our life that cause problems for us, and this is one of them. So we definitely wish we didn't have cystic fibrosis.
Yeah.
What are some of the problems you face each day because of your cystic fibrosis? So I think we might have covered some of those really and all that.
but yes, but in her bag, we pour in 4 cans of the Peptamen Junior, and there are times where she can't tolerate it. So she'll get up in the middle of the night and her stomach is really upset. It's really bothering her. She wants to throw up and she can't because of a surgery that she did have earlier.
But that's not cystic fibrosis related, that surgery, right? That was an acid reflux
But
problem.
the acid reflux is related to cystic fibrosis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she had this surgery that's called...
Nissen funduplication.
I have never been able to get that down.
What that is, what they did is they wrapped part of her stomach around the esophagus. So there is no more acid reflux. Nothing can come back up. She can't vomit. Food can't come back up because of the acid reflux. Nothing. But sometimes her stomach does get really upset and she feels like she has to throw up. She gets very nauseous with the feedings at times. So we have to just shut it down. And then we can't go back to feeding her just 4 cans again right away. We've got to build back up to it. So it'll be one day with just 2 cans in the bag, and then we go to 3, and then we go to 4, and then she does better. But
And if she really does have to throw up, like we all do when we get sick, right? Or nauseated for whatever, food related, the vomit won't come up because the stomach has been folded around the esophagus, she said,
yes,
and
it's
stapled.
wrapped around the esophagus.
It's wrapped and then stapled, so it closes up that hole, so only food can push through and drop into the stomach. Nothing can come back up. Didn't they put a staple in there? No?
No, she did have a small. I'm sorry.
That was when it first happened. And
she had a little small hernia, so they did fix that as well when they were in there.
Oh.
But I think this is what you're talking about when she does have to throw up, or she has thrown up. This has happened several times. We then have to come and get a bolus, which is just a really big syringe. You guys, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this.
Now, we don't know whether your group is that everyone has chronic illnesses in your group, or this is a group that is just supporting people with chronic illnesses, so let us know.
Okay, I didn't finish my story.
Sorry.
But when she throws up, we then have to insert this here and then pull up. And then we pull all the vomit out of her stomach.
It's less like throwing up and more like throwing out.
Yeah.
Really sucking it
We
out.
get to see it in all the different colors.
Yeah, it's usually yellow.
Here's the can we were talking about, her Peptamen Junior that goes inside of her bag at night.
Yellow and bubbly.
There's 4 of these that we pour in. This is about 8.5 ounces, so 1.5 cups.
What are some of the problems you face each day? We just did that one, right?
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Any other problems we face each day? We covered it in all this other stuff,
I think
right?
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 last questions. What hospital do you go to get treatment?
There's only one hospital in our area that she can go to. As a matter of fact, even if she were to break her leg tomorrow, they would not transport her to the hospital nearest to us, which is about 15 minutes away. They would airlift her to a completely different hospital because she has cystic fibrosis. So no matter what happens to her, if she has to be hospitalized, she's got to go to this one specific hospital down there. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I think so, because
Okay.
we already showed the outside of the building on
Oh, we did, yeah.
the videos.
It's Loma Linda Children's Hospital, the L.HUNT. So Loma Linda University Children's Hospital in Loma Linda.
And because they have a CF team there.
It's the only hospital
They're specialized
yeah.
in that, along with other different kinds of illness.
If she didn't go there, she would have to go 2 hours away to either Los Angeles or about 1.5 hours away to Orange County. But this one is about, what would you say, about 30 minutes away? Loma Linda?
Yeah.
Not too far.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and what color would you paint your face?
It didn't say that.
No, it didn't say paint your face, but if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Why this question?
Why this question? Because really, if you could have any superpower, one of them would be that you would cure all illness on this planet.
But I could only use that once.
Not if you're making the superpower up right now. It can be an unlimited supply of illness fixer-upper juice that constantly bubbles out of your nose and you have to sneeze on people. That would
That's
be
gross.
what I would say her secret power should be.
No, I wouldn't do that. I have 3 superpowers. Do they only want me to do one?
You can do
Do
anything
all
you
three.
want. You can do
All
anything
three?
you want.
Yeah.
Flying and speed. What?
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah,
You're
That-
boring.
You're supposed to say
Good boy.
bring peace to the world and all that stuff.
well, what's the third
People see
one?
you flying around and saying, oh, well, big deal,
What do
you're
you do?
flying.
You
Now
fly.
what? You haven't helped anyone. Now, what's the third one?
Third one.
Is landing.
Is-
Because once you have the flying power, you have to learn,
Third
you have to have
one.
the landing power.
Third one is curing all the illnesses and stuff.
So you can fly really fast to go cure people? Is that what it is? Flight, speed,
can-
cure, right?
Yeah, I can fly really fast. I can fly and I can run really fast. And I can cure things.
Incredible. Okay.
Oh, and one more. Sorry, one more. I'm flexible. One more. And strong.
Okie doke.
And what would be your superhero name? Miss Wimps-a-Lot.
Eden the awesome.
Eden the Awesome.
I think.
I guess,
I just think about that.
Or you guys can name her.
Yeah. You try to name me.
yeah, put it in the comments below. Thank you for the questions, and this was a really neat thing. We didn't expect it, but it got our brains turning like, you know, maybe there could be more things like this to help people get to know about cystic fibrosis. And
I think it was an honor for us to be asked to do this interview. Thank you very much.
yeah, and keep a lookout for something that Chanelle came up with. Eden's clothing line called Eden Clothing. Okay, she's going to have her first design here pretty soon. We'll have it in another video. And we're going to come up with a logo for it, and then come up with one t-shirt that'll be available online that she designed, and we'll see how it goes from there. And then if it catches on, they're going to be really cool looking designs. If it catches on, then eventually Chanelle's idea is that it will be her own little business she'll have when she gets older, so she'll be able to support herself.
And work from home or travel and do these interviews all by herself and flying and still be able to take care of herself. Sound good? Alright.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Canada. We love you.
Thank you. Say goodbye.
Bye.
And action. Cut.